merge is a fun one because we're going to be needing to use this a lot, and it's something that does come up in day-to-day life, and it's cool to see how it works. So basically, you take two types. We have foo and ku. I don't know why they're lowercase and isn't like foo bar. Okay, whatever. You take these two types, right, and you merge them together. And if there's a conflict, meaning both of these have age in them, then the one that's come second will override. So age number in this case. So we would expect, we see here age to have number. So we can click take the challenge, and there we go. So we have the challenges here and all the types. Cool. Where would you start on something like this?
Oh, yes. So I'm going to start anything with like objects. I usually start with looping over keys. So I'm going to create a simple identity. I'm going to say key in, key of, I'll say L for now.
Okay.
And then I'll just loop over L key. So we're just looping through L. And then what I'm going to say is I probably want to loop over the keys of both. So I can do a simple key in, key of L or key of R. So this is going to allow us to loop through A, B, and C.
Cool.
And then I'm going to say, basically, if a key is present in bar, or R in this case, we want to use that key. Elsewise, we'll use L. So I'm going to say, very simple, I'm going to say P in key of R, question mark. If so, we're going to use that there, and instead of in, I'm going to use extends, of course.
Yep.
And then I'm going to say L of P, and I believe that will pass the test cases in this thing. We one more thing we want to do. So this is saying it's not valid. This is a matter of taste. I often have this little formulation, which is just like casting a type variable. Basically, I'm going to cast P as a key of L, and that passes the test cases. We could do another extension check, but this one is also
cool. I mean, you could do that as well, just in line, right? I mean, you could say P extends key of L.
Yeah, we could do that in line. Let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to say P extends key of L, question mark. If so, we're going to...
Here, I'm going to put you... you'll see as we go, but we put for the challenges, we put the question right underneath the...
Oh, that makes
Sometimes
sense.
you get like 30 levels of nesting, and then like never, I guess. Yeah.
Never, yeah. Empty type.
Sweet.
And I'll go ahead and remove cast since we're not using it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I love it. It's cool to see that you do that. Okay, you are a natural at this stuff. I'm very excited for the ones that are going to come next.
Cool, yeah.
There are a couple alternatives here. So I always look around to see around the net like different little alternatives. So I'll comment this one out and we'll look at a couple. So here's one of them. It's pretty interesting. It's basically the same thing, I think, but it uses this and guy, and we're going to talk more in I think future challenges. I guess operator is the wrong. What would you call that?
Intersection operator, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's a risk here that I would identify in that I believe if you have two keys that are typed, I guess key of in that case isn't a risk, but usually what happens is the value of those gets cast as never if they're not compatible.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. So this is an interesting one. I'm not sure I understand it that well, but that's okay. And here we go. There's this one.
Oh yeah, usage of the built-in operators are pretty great. I like the fact, what I do often for more complicated types, on line 41, this K is very useful to use default type parameters as like a poor man's variable.
Like storage, like caching something.
Exactly. So you can reuse it in multiple places and improves performance a little bit in my experience.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah.
There's tricks to like make it compile faster.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've noticed there are a couple of like super recursive ones that basically can't work without that, without storing the values there. It's kind of interesting because of performance. Okay, so this one's cool. It uses. I'm a big fan of property key. I didn't know about property key before I started the challenges, but it's a useful one. It's just a alias for string or number or symbol. Sometimes people use key of any.
That's interesting as well.
Key of any is the same.
Okay, gotcha.
But
property key. Yeah, that is also news to me. So I learned something. That's very cool. I'm going to start using that.
Yeah, property key is super useful because usually, like most of the times people just use string, but actually TypeScript allows number and symbol. JavaScript only allows string and symbol, but for whatever reason, TypeScript allows number as well as indexing elements. So cool. These are the different ones. I think this is mostly the same as the first alternative I showed, but it does have a little bit of difference. It's doing the mapping in here, so it's intersecting these values, which it's going to give you all of the keys of both of those, so that satisfies that section. And if it extends key of B, then this, and if it extends otherwise, we know that it's a key of A because we did the intersection. So cool. All right.
Very elegant.
Any other thoughts?
No. Yeah, I think this is a very good overview of this problem.
Sweet. On to the next one.